What's happening, guys? Welcome back, test series, and we're on the next stage of what we're gonna do. Let me just adjust that. Sorry, guys. There we go, you see it a bit better now, sorry about that. So we're at the next stage, as I mentioned, of the test tank, and this part we're going to be putting in our little refugium. So this is, mentioned this in the last episode, this is basically two plant pots nailed together. Because it's a small tank, I mentioned you can get reptile containers and things like that that have like clear acrylic lids, and you can put plants in them, they got holes in so you get water movement and stuff like that. So that's perfect. Or you could even DIY it and just drill a load of holes in a container or something. But this is what we've got for now because it's such a thing. The aim is not to have it visible. You don't really want to have it visible, and in a fake reef style aquarium you don't really want to have plants in there. I don't mind it. I am going to experiment it with one day in the escapist tank, see what we can do. But for now, in this method, literally all I've got in here is some moss, Christmas moss, something like that. I'm not sure what it is. It's a type of something like that moss, and we're just going to plop it in behind the thing. So how a refugium works is it's basically salt water, have them in every system pretty much, and they rely on the Chaeto algae or Cheeto algae, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, to take out the excess nutrients out of the tank because they don't have plants and stuff to uptake the nutrients. So because we're in the same situation in here, we're going to add this. This is probably half a golf ball size, something like that, a meatball size, and it's basically, hopefully it'll fill out the whole thing. And then as soon as it gets thing, because we can trim around it, we can just trim out, net the excess off, and you're none for wiser. And we're literally just going to push this down. Hopefully this doesn't float on camera or we're going to have a problem here, but I can wedge it down probably. So we're just going to put it down in here. Might have to use some tweezers, don't want to overflow the tank. So there we go. Dry my hands. There we go. So, not sure, but you can't see it when you look head on. If you look around the corner, you can see it. But as I said, in bigger tanks, it's a lot easier. You can hide it well and cover it with rocks. You still want the light to penetrate it a bit. You don't want to just darken it, or the plants will rot and just have the opposite effect. But I think this might work. I'm excited to see the results on this. At the minute, we're seeing no evidence of algae in any of the tanks, but which is probably obvious because there's no food going in the tanks, there's no nothing going in the tank, there's no fish in there at all. So fish will be coming in here very soon. Next couple of episodes we'll have fish. Probably the next episode we'll run through the equipment on both. After that we're going to add a cleanup crew, so I've decided I'm going to add a baby bristlenose pleco and a few Malaysian trumpet snails. So I think that's well, but at the minute there's no noticeable difference because both tanks haven't got any fish in them, any waste produce or anything like that at the minute. So for now it's pretty much how it stands. They're both pretty equal, so there's no point giving a comparison. But after we've got the fish in, after we got the cleanup crew, the next stage is going to be adding salt. Every time we do a water change, we're going to be doing adding salt to it. When I run through that with you, I'll explain the measurements that I use in these sort of systems. Not sure on planted tanks how well it'll do. It's only a low amount of salt, but I find it does help in the systems that I have in my business's tanks. So. And then the next one is I want to dose, so I don't know whether to do hydrogen peroxide, which I've dosed before for weeks on end and had no problems at all, or do I go for a CO2, like a liquid CO2, which is basically an algaecide, so it'll kill it. I don't know which one to go for. I might try the CO2 algaecide. It might be a bit friendlier, but still, they're both still harsh chemicals, so it's a coin toss. Which do we use? A bit of research might help. So I'm going to do that. For now, it's over. Check out the Instagram channel, because we're updating on these on the Instagram page, on the Instagram story. Done the first water change on this the other day. Took a snap picture of after the water change, looking fresh. When I've done the water change, I just run it around the gravel, but it's no algae, there's no waste, so it's kind of irrelevant. I gave the rocks a quick little wipe and scrub, but there was nothing coming off them, so it again was irrelevant until we get some waste producing in there to get some nutrients to cause the algae. But 50% water change every week. Next episode we'll be running through the equipment that's on this, and then the importance of the equipment. Circulation is a huge help in systems with no plants in them at all. Really big difference. You wouldn't understand the difference that it makes. And then we're going to add the fish, and then we're going to add cleanup crew, and then we're going to add the salt, talk about that, and then we're going to add and discuss the hydrogen peroxide or the CO2 booster. For now, that's it. As I said, check out the Instagram channel, but check out the YouTube series as well to see all the other videos on this, to see all the videos on the breeding for profit tank, and to see the video on the scapeless tank. And there's loads of other series that you want to check out. Subscribe, like and share. Let's spread the fan base as wide as we possibly can, and I'll catch